about the next.
So, good evening, everyone. Just got to get a few bits together, and we go live now. So, good evening, everyone. Let me just sort out this text box. It does my. I don't know why it does this. One quick adjustment here, and then. So, good evening. Hopefully, you can all hear me uh, reasonably well. That should be better. That should be. So, good evening. I can see all the questions are coming in. So, while the audience is building, I do see some of your questions there already. So, it's great that we're up and running with some questions. I'll quickly do a few plugs that I need to sort of get out there, and then I will crack on with all your questions. So, let's just begin. Let's just begin. So I will get round saying hi to you all in a moment. So let me swap cameras so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so Good Friday Rally. It's something that's come back. It's been held by Leslie James, I think, is the organizer, and she's doing a good job. This will be my second year, I think, doing it. And it's on Good Friday. I'm actually holding a workshop myself, which will be 2:30 for the workshop, followed by a demonstration very shortly after it at 4 p.m. The newsletter, the next one, I'm not going to bother sending one out because there's no real information there on what I'm doing because I'm teaching for most of it, most of May. So yeah, I'm not going to release one until June, July, and then it will be back to normal after that. So anyone that signed up for a newsletter, I haven't forgot. It's just that I'm away teaching for pretty much all of May. So and it's a boring read. You don't want to read about that. May the 2nd, I'm back at the Priory, and there was like a little advert there for it. Tickets are available from the website, and the ticket price is the ticket price. I've wired the fees into that, so there are no fees. The ticket price is just the ticket price. Then the workshops. So the workshops that I have coming up. Next one is on May the 4th, a platform workshop, 10:30 to 9 p.m. So it's a long day, that one. There's a few spaces left on that one. Then June the 29th to the 30th is a trance workshop. That's 10 a.m. to 4:30 on each day, the 29th and the 30th. There's only 4 places left for that one. July the 28th, August the 6th, and December the 7th, 10 till 4. And there's 4 spaces on each of those. Then that's it. Then the mentoring for 2020 has just gone ridiculous this year, and there's only 2 spaces left for next year. So that's not even this year, that's next year now. Only 2 places left. If you want to express an interest in that, you're gonna have to go to the website or Facebook sooner rather than later. So express your interest if you want to get on that. Dates have now been released on the website for the 2020 workshops, and there's a couple that can be turned into the extended ones, the 10:30 to 9:30, but only if the demand is there. I'll extend those. And the next live Q&A, you will find me on Facebook on the 24th of April. That'll be at 7:30 UK time, GMT. And for those of you in America, if you can translate the time that it is right now for you, you will know what time it is on the 24th of April. And then the next one on YouTube may be the 7th of May. It may be. And then one in June after that. But I will post a scheduled post for you there, so you can set the reminder, because that seems to be working now, doesn't it? All information is on the website, and all updates and everything like that is on the Facebook page, Medium Charlie Kelly, or mediumcharliekelly.co.uk. So that's my plugs and stuff done. Don't need to do any more of that now. I can start cracking on with your questions, and I'm looking forward to them. So I've just got to swap camera now. My apologies. And let's see what it is that you're saying. So does it? Yep, it lets me scroll through these. Perfect. Rock on, Lee Crunch Creations. Rock on! I finally got onto a live feed. Awesome, nice to have you here. I see you comment on the videos all the time on YouTube, so it's nice to welcome you to a live feed. My question is, my mentor gave me a message from my niece's father who had passed on. I never gave the message to them because they didn't ask for any session with me. Now 2 months later, he's showing up in my dream time, 4 times last night, and this is the second time this week. Is it unethical to contact the family and let them know his message? No, if they're not looking for it, they haven't approached you for it, then absolutely not. If it's in the dream state, you have to kind of eliminate your own consciousness there. Are you feeling bad? Do you feel that you should maybe passing this on in some way? And so that may hinder your dream space there. So bear that in mind. But if you want to pass it on, then pass it on. But if you're uncomfortable with passing it on, then I would maybe just relax about it and not worry about it. Make a decision, do it or don't. And I think your dreams may be left alone. But keep me informed, and as you do anyway, I know you comment on the videos all the time, so much appreciated, and much appreciated that you've attended tonight's live feed. So Jade says, "Hi Charlie, I've been wondering if you have ever dealt with a negative reaction from a client. If so, how did you deal with it? This is something that makes me nervous about putting myself out there." So Jade, you have no idea, Jade, no idea. I've had some very, very, very negative ones, but it's not all bad. I mean, you learn through the process. You learn what to accept. You know, I've had people turn up drunk. I've had people turn up high, you know, stoned. I've had people turn up very aggressively, and all these things just help you along your journey as such. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think it's part of the learning process, and you soon learn what to do and not what to do through people's reactions. Is there anything I can sort of give you guidance on there? My guidance would be put yourself into that kind of position. I'm not asking for you to have trouble, but I would certainly put yourself in a position where you can read for friends, and then read for friends of friends, and then friends of friends of friends, and then slowly your network will open to the public. And this is more than likely where your problems come in. By then, you'll already have a few under your belt, and you will feel reasonably okay with working with the public. So, unfortunately, it happens, but I wouldn't not put yourself out there because of it. So I hope that helps you in some way, Jade. Lorraine says, "Good evening, Charlie." Good evening. Well, she actually said, "Good evening, Charlie, and everyone here." So Lorraine says, "Good evening, everyone." Hello. I get a lot of people from America, so and it seems like that tonight. Tennessee, Clarksville, Florida. So it's great to have you on the feed. I feel humbled by it. That you join me. It must be quite early where you are. So Helen says, "Hi Charlie, one of my clients asked me if it's possible to have a soul separation done by a shaman. What do you think about that?" I think that is utter nonsense. There you go. Quite to the point. Sorry, Helen. So good evening, Amanda. So that's everyone saying, "Oh, Pennsylvania." Miss Responsibility, good evening. Nice of you to join me again. You're always here, and it is much appreciated. So thank you. So I will get to your question there. I think I would add my hi in my question. Can you explain how trance mediumship can help with mental mediumship if you don't want to be a public trance medium? Great question. Are there any online ways to develop trance mediumship if you don't have access to a person, circle, or class? You can do trance mediumship online. If you go into my friends list, Miss Responsibility, my colleague Sheila French is actually lining up a couple of online trance classes. Actually, I was on the phone to her yesterday. I know she's about to do that. So if you just go on to Sheila French, just Google Sheila French or Facebook Sheila French, and you will find her there. She's an outstanding trance teacher and a trance medium. So you will be able to do it that way. How does it help? I actually, in my own opinion, and this one's just for you, Miss Responsibility. Got my little pad, little swap camera. So here we go. This is the fuel tank for the for mediumship. Annoying with the light in there, isn't it? This is the mediumship fuel tank. We'll see it as that. And what happens is you learn to hold the spiritual fuel a lot more effectively work in trance, because you just remove yourself. You allow the spirit world to do their thing, and through creating that space and holding that energy for maybe 40 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe even an hour or over an hour, whatever the time frame, you're learning to hold the spiritual energy for a longer length of time, and that will transfer into mental mediumship. So you will, in effect, like they used to say here in the UK, I don't know if it's the same in America, but trance will enhance your mediumship. And all it does is it lets you hold the energy for longer. In layman's terms, it lets you hold it for longer, which is beneficial all round, isn't it? You're learning trance and you're learning to hold a stronger fuel tank for your mental mediumship, which is a win-win scenario. So that's how it works. And Sheila French is the person you need to look up on Facebook. If not, go to her website, which is Ershamstar, ERSHAMSTAR.co.uk, and that's her school. And you can apply for her online tuition. I know there's not many spaces, so if you are serious about doing that, Miss Responsibility, you're going to have to get in there quick. Maybe even name drop me, saying I sent you there, because you want to learn, and you should be all right there then. I hope that answers your question. If I've missed something there, then please just pop another one at the bottom there. Good evening. So everyone's saying good evening. Wow, it just jumped massively there. My apologies. Just got to find it again. So thank you for all putting your times in there. That's brilliant. So the other people in the chat can see that hit the screen. Enos Anderson. Good day, Charlie. Thanks for what you do. I've been learning a lot from you. That's very kind of you. Thank you for saying so. Hey, Missy, I'm loving your YouTube videos. Elaine says, thank you. I'm enjoying doing them there. I think I'm getting better. I don't know if I've said it on here before. Before the YouTube started, I'd never held a camera. I'd never worked with a camera, let alone a video editing suite or lighting or sound quality or anything like that. I'm literally learning as I go along. So hopefully there is an improvement with each video. That's my aim. So maybe another 6 to 12 months I'll be up there producing quality visual and audio as well as content. So thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. Okay, so Lorraine says, my brother committed suicide 7 years ago. I have felt him. My dad passed 6 months ago. Dad has come through strong with his Irish sense of humour. Why do you think my brother is not able to come through as strong? So Lorraine, what I don't know there is if you mean coming through to you, or if you mean coming through to a medium, so someone else. So you're going to have to you're gonna have to let me know on that one. I'm just gonna have to silence my phone in some way because it is going crazy there. So okay. Yeah, just let me know, Lorraine, and I'll answer your question for you. More meditations. Yep, I caught your comment earlier. I will try. It's about the problem I have with with growing YouTube is that I have to do videos that get clicks. It's just unfortunate at the moment. I'm not fortunate enough to have 2 million subscribers at the moment. I've got the police running around everywhere outside. It's pretty funny. You can see them running up and down the alley. They're trying to find someone. Anyway, yeah, 2 million subscribers. So I have to create content that's going to get a click. And so I will have to research on what kind of click-through rate meditation gets, and then I will look at doing I'll look at doing another one for you. I've got no problems doing them. It's just that each video takes about 8 to 10 hours to do from start to finish. So I've got to make sure that they at least get a couple of hundred clicks to make it worth the channel's while there. But I will look into it for you. Missy, I get information while half asleep. On waking up, usually can't remember it. How do I get this information while I'm awake? So, here we go. Artwork is out. What happened is I've just got to draw it so you understand what I'm doing. So, let me swap camera. So, there you go. So, sleep state is all the way down here. And what happens is you're picking up information here because you're in that heavily altered state. Then as we're waking up, we're coming back into logic and judgment in this area here, and then back to fully awake. So what you need to do is develop it to hold it here, like from this area. Let me star it for you. We're looking to develop it here at this star point here, so you can hold memory, because beyond that is logic and judgment are shut down. So you won't remember it. You won't remember it fully. So trance will help you do that. Meditation will also help you hold that. But know that meditation will take you to this kind of space here. You'll be in kind of area here, or from about here around. You'll be in meditation. So that will help you train that mind of yours. Hi Charlie, have you ever had a spirit of a living person show up at a reading, and how did you handle it? I don't know how to. The problem I have with answering questions like that. Who is that? Enos. Is you don't see none of you guys. Well, some of you might. I don't know who's on here. Some of you might know the grief that I take on social media once I've done a live feed. I take an awful lot of abuse online because of the way I answer these questions. So if we've got any of the Grahams in tonight, I'd rather you just piss off, to be honest. And I'd rather my number go down than you be here and start talking about me behind my back on social media. But so for Enos, that what happens when that scenario happens, it's not actually the living person that turns up. So so if I swap camera, my apologies. So what I need is like dual monitors with like a switch pad. I'm gonna have to look into it. It'll cost a fortune though. So medium and sitter. Yep. So no. let me redraw that because I'm going to need more space, or I need a bigger board. So let's say we got the sitter, then we got the medium, then we've got the person, I think you said the living person. What happens is we've got the sitter here. No, we ain't. We've got the sitter here. That's the sitter. This is the medium, and then the medium is looking at this information here, one right here. But all it is information, and all you have to do is look behind that information. So go behind it, and there will be someone talking about this person here. Someone talking about it. So it might be, let's take a real easy example, a real lame example. So, but you'll understand what I mean. Let's say your mum's really not well, and or any of you, your mum's not well, and you go to have a sit-in, and the medium talks about, I have a ladies, late 60s, early 70s, very unwell. You know, she's in and out of the doctors and all that kind of stuff. And then you, as the sitter, go, I absolutely understand the information you're giving me there. However, it sounds like my mum, and my mum is still alive. Then all we have to do is to make that look much easier. Is that as the information is coming in from me, the medium. God, that camera is really annoying. As it comes in from me, the medium here, and I'm describing mum, I've just got to go back here. So I've just got to go to the back and go, who's talking about mum? And you'll find it'll be your nan talking about her daughter being your mum. That makes sense. It sounds like it makes sense to me, but I just need to make sure you've understood that. But that's how it is. That's how that works. Hello from Sweden, cool. We're really going out there now, aren't we? So it's all of America, and now we're going out across Europe. So that's great. Germany as well. Germany under Sweden now. There's been a message retracted. Don't know what that is. So, oh, who's having a laugh there? Someone's had a laugh. Oh no, Enos, are you really from Jamaica? Really? Are you really from Jamaica? It was like a couple of live feeds back. I had like Eminem and 50 Cent and Jesus Christ in there, so I never know. I never know who's telling the truth or not. So, I am amazed if you are really from Jamaica. So, oh look, there's Sheila's Facebook page there for Miss Responsibility and the website. So thank you very much, Carol, for adding that to the feed. Media Maria Hayes from Facebook turned me onto your channel. So glad she did. I'm also glad she did. And Marie Hess, she shares a lot of my content as well. Like it's a wonderful thing, but I don't like reading it. I don't like reading what people are saying about it, because when you're recording the video and you're doing it and you're running around outside and you're thinking of new ideas and new creative ways to get this information across to you, you don't think ahead. You don't think, wow, this is going to hit Twitter, this is going to hit Facebook, this is going to go into groups and forums. You don't think like that. And so when I see them, I go, oh no, I hope they like it, or oh no, I hope they don't misunderstand me. So I'm very glad that Marie Hess has found my channel, because she does promote it quite a lot. So I hope she's watching now, so I can thank her. So thank you. Lorraine, coming through to both myself and other mediums, mostly my dad, he seems stronger. It's not that they're stronger, Lorraine. So through other mediums would much rather, through the safety of their own mind, they will. If I'm a medium, let me draw it for you so you can. And I get an I £1 Pringle. If I've got, let's say you've got your brother in the dad in the, I'm gonna make a few of these up just for the purpose of and dad and brother nan. Got a couple of something like cancer or camera, so I can talk you through this. So there it is. So the camera does my head in. So this is the medium, and over here we've got your brother, we've got your dad, got your grandparents on mum's side of the family and grandparents on your dad's side of the family. Then we've got a couple of people you may have known during your life that you met up with, and you've shared a bit of a story. I assure you that 90%, not all mediums, but 90% of these people will go here. They will go to the grandparents because it's so free in your mind, like it's safety. The medium's not going to look bad and they're not going to get it wrong. They will go for this option because it's safe. But then like you want it a little bit closer, so they'll go dad. They'll go dad very freely because dad's in the spirit world now, and that will be very, very free for the medium's mind to have. However, going for the brother, and for whatever reasons, which we don't need to know on a live feed, but he's decided that he's in that place where he decided to take his own life. A medium, when they find that, will go, oh, I don't know if I'm right, or I don't know if I sound bad, or whatever. So that one is almost like I want to play it safe first. I want to make sure I've got one of these first. And so because of that, most mediums will find all of these before they find your brother. Now, it may be when it comes to you as the individual there, Lorraine, when it comes to you, you may have like and forgive me for being so blunt, I don't want to offend you and I don't mean to cause any kind of discomfort in any way. But maybe you've got like an upbringing like of a Christian background, just as an example. And the Christian background is that when people are in a place of fear and they're in that mindset where they feel their only option is to take their own life. Christian faith have you in a place of limbo, or you won't make it to heaven. There's different places that these people go to. And so I know that that's not true. I know that they all go to the spirit world. I know that. And I know that they're not trapped or the communication's any different. But if I've had a lifetime of being educated that they go to a certain place because they have taken their own life, then that will be a little bit more difficult for your mind. Now, let's say, I've no idea how old you are, but let's say you're 30 years old and you've been developing for 5 years, then that is 25 years of conditioning and only 5 years of knowledge, because you are taught what they want you to know, not your own truth. And so that 5 years struggles a little bit with the 25 years of conditioning. And that also will create a difficulty in accepting it into the mind. I hope that makes sense there for you, Lorraine. Thanks so much for Sheila. I did trance once with a tutor and I loved the way it felt, but also questioned if I was delusional. And that's most people miss responsibility. It's just one of those things you learn in the end. Does that I am delusional feeling go away, or do you just allow it? I think you get fed up, to be honest, with miss responsibility. I think you get fed up, like, let's say like a year in, you're kind of like, how many times am I going to question it? How many times am I going to like question my sanity, or is this delusion? after so long, you kind of just go, do you know what? I'm going to go with it and just see what happens. And when you do that, that's like a massive turning point in your own development. But some of us are very analytical, and some of us are just very free to go with it. So there is no hard and fast rule there. You've just got to discover what kind of medium you are. I already know the answer to that, but I mean, you have to work it out for yourself, don't you? It don't matter. Charlie can sit here and tell you all day, but if you don't accept it or you don't do it your way, then there's just no progression happening. So I hope that answers your question. The Moon Mermaid Soap Company. Hi Charlie. When you are doing a dem, how does the spirit queue work? Is it up to you to make the choice, or do you leave it up to the spirit? I absolutely leave it up to the spirit world. And so when am I demming? Tuesday. So in 2 days' time, I dem in 2 days' time. And I don't know where I am. I'm in Reading. I'm in Reading in the UK. So I will do um, six communications that evening. So let me swap camera. And that's me there. And that queue is already formed by my team, by the spirit world. Who I don't know who's in charge of that queue. I just do it. I just do that queue. However, I know that these 6 are already working with my mind. They're already learning who I am as an instrument and who and how my mind operates. And because of that understanding, if I move my mind there now, I'm immediately aware of the 3rd and 4th communication, because I've just moved my mind there to the 3rd and 4th communication, and I could run them 2 right now, and know that they are right, because it never fails me. I do this in workshops sometimes, because I know the workshop is then going to watch me dem the following evening, or even that same evening. So I know that they're already working with me there. So the simple answer to your question is that the spirit will do it, my team do it, and I don't question it. It's already done. But I know that Thursday night's demonstration is already in my awareness. I don't know what I just said, but something just hit my leg. Sharply. My apologies there. I need an anti-slip mat now. So this is. I'm noticing all the floors tonight. So let's. I need a backlight over here as well, didn't I? Dark in that corner. I need a bulb or something. I'm gonna bring that. Nice little colour one there. Another one in that. Anyway. So yeah. So that I think that answers your question. Elaine, there's a lot of your time to make a video. It's an awful lot of time. I've just got some new filters because a lot of people are liking the videos outside at the moment. So I've had to order some neutral density lens and step up rings because of the lenses change for long shots, close shots, and all that kind of stuff. And the cost is just ridiculous. So like, there is an all-round lens that I can use for the videos. It's if any of you feel like sending me it, feel free to. It's the Canon 16 to 35 L glass lens. It will set you back £1,700. So I can send you my address if anyone wants to gift me that. But yeah, so that's what I'm saving up for that now, and that will be until I change the camera after that. So yeah, 8 hours minimum to do a video on YouTube with all the editing and the sound and the color grading, and then obviously the content as well. So yeah, it's a long time, but I enjoy it. Anne Marie Bond, so nice to see you on. Anne Marie is an outstanding medium herself. She's a very good medium. I don't know if you've got a YouTube, Anne Marie, but you just click on her name. If she's got one, it'll take you straight to it, won't it? I know Anne Marie from many years back when we were developing. We would cross paths from time to time. And an outstanding artist as well. Really, really good artist. So, a very nice lady. Where I've lost it. It's just dumped in. Oh, here we go. I found it. Do you know any mediums that never charge for their service because they have a day job? It seems that doing mediumship full time for some isn't financially as good as their day job. I can assure you, it's not as good as a day job. I was much better off in a day job, much better off. So I know some people that don't charge at all, but I do have to say that their mediumship is not of the quality that you will see from those that are charging, unfortunately, because they have to spend all their time at work and they can't do it. The reason mediums are charging is because development is an absolute fortune, and that's a bit better. And so yeah, it just costs a lot of money, doesn't it? I mean, you know yourself how much it all costs. So you know, just your own development. If you've been developing 10 years and you add up all the classes, you kind of want to get it back in some case. Cool. So Frank, my God, Frank has appeared again. Are you actually in the Netherlands though, Frank? Are you actually there? Yes, I am in Jamaica, Enos. I would not lie to a medium of your caliber. That is awesome. We have Jamaica, America, and most of Europe on. I love that. That's brilliant. What a lovely little group we have going on here, eh? Oh, that's very kind. I can't read them ones out though, so they make me feel awkward. Tennis TTW. I can vouch for Enos. Saw him in circle practice from Maria's group. He's Jamaican. Cool. Thanks for the answer. I am in the belief that the soul of a live person can visit places outside of their body. That's absolutely fine. That's cool. Lisa, I found your channel because someone else was slicing it. I'm not surprised. It's and they're usually the ones that have no backup. You know, you won't see them on a platform, and if you do, it's a joke. It's kind of it's one of those, isn't it? I mean, I can't stop the haters. I can't stop it, and so I let my mediumship do the talking. Wherever I am, I will work a platform. I will give you evidence. I've done my research. I have my the qualifications as such. But yeah, it's one of those. Let your mediumship do your talking. If you're gonna talk the talk, you have to walk the walk as well, don't you? And there's not many that can do it. There's not many. So yeah, it's just I let it do it itself. Missy, is it better to take a break from mediumship if I feel like I need to try and force it? Will letting go give better results? What's best way to practice without forcing it? I know it's there. That will help a tremendous amount. Knowing it's there will help a tremendous amount. But never try to do mediumship. It's an allowance. You have to allow it. The more you try, the more your logical mind is coming into play, and the more dilution is in play. Therefore, the spirit world are losing the space that they can impregnate the idea of their story in. So as the thoughts sparks, they cloak it with information. And if you are too busy observing, if you are too busy questioning or trying, then it's just not got a sense of freedom to it. So you've got to allow it. So knowing it's there will help a lot, but just allow it. Walking away, I don't think will help you, because when you come back, you will try to do it again. I think this is one of those hurdles that you have to kind of go through to see that you're trying too hard. You know, shout and scream at yourself a couple of times, then just allow it to unfold in the way that they need it to unfold. And you'll watch your hit rate getting better and better, because the spirit world are able to access that space that we give them. So give that a try, Missy. Hello from Geneva. So hi, Lillian. Thank you for your very touching message the other day, and from Laurence, if Laurence is there with you. Very, very kind of you to look after me. So it's the medium's discretion. So Lorraine says, so it's the medium's discretion and would prefer to go to a safe place before a harder one. I understand that. I also know my brother is in spirit. Thank you, Charlie. I know he is safe. He is absolutely safe. I just feel so strongly about live readings, especially in a public forum this way. But I can absolutely tell you he's okay. Know that my mind looks for it and I can find it. My reputation will precede me there, in that sense. I know he's in a good place. So thank you for such a difficult question, a hard question, but well done, you. Well done. Is the information I get while half asleep mediumship or something else? Channeling, for example. For me, it could be. It could be a multitude, and I would have to kind of like be there to kind of understand it. And that sounds a little bit pervy, didn't it? Like as you're waking up, I'm there. It's a little bit strange. So I can assure you that won't be happening. So I won't know. I don't know if it's mediumship, if it's just information, if it is channeling, or if it's just the dream state. But through development, you will learn the feeling of what entrancement is, or channeling, as you call it, what mediumship is, and what dreaming is, and what daydreaming is, and just what, you know, our mind can play funny games on us, can't it? But you learn the subtlety of it the more and more you develop. So I would just kind of go with it for now, see what it is, see what unfolds, see what happens. And I'm sure your answers will come along there, Missy. I'm sure they will. Can't hear you when you move your mouth away from the microphone. When are you coming to the US? Okay, so that's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? I can try turning it up a little bit. So hold on. I don't want to. Problem is, I don't want to do it too loud. But let's have a look. Let's see if I can throw this up a little bit more. I've pressed the wrong button. So hold on one moment. Let me see if I can. I'll try. Wonder if I can. Is that any better? Is that better? Is the audio any better? Clearer for anyone? That's the thing with microphones. If not, you'd hear my fridge going. You would hear my fan going on my on my laptop. So it's I'm trying to cut out the white noise as such. So maybe that's a little bit better for you. And I will try and keep my mouth to that. I will try and keep it to this. So I don't know where I got to there. Okay, so I just answered that one. So Elaine, is it easy to tell the difference between male and female energy? For me, it is. For me, I think a female just feels completely different. You know, like for a male, for me, I'm a male, so it just feels very normal. And when a female comes in, it feels very, very, very different. You know, so for me, it is very, very different. They're like polar opposites. However, in development, I remember even recently, you know, I remember working with someone, and they were a man, and they were very feminine. They were very, I think they were openly gay, and just very feminine in their way. I mean, sensitive, and by their very nature, they were just very feminine. So them ones can kind of trip you up a little bit because they feel so soft and they feel so gentle and they feel so feminine. Um, you can mistake that, you know, and I'm not trying to make excuses for people, but that does happen from time to time, you know. You've got we're so different now, aren't we? I mean, we've got transgender, where some people are born a female and then become a male. I'm that must be quite difficult in some medium's mind to handle. In others, it'll be very free and very easy. But some people would get that confused. So I think it's just down to the subtlety on how you highlight it. Now, if we was to sort of give you an idea of how I try and break down my mediumship a little bit, this is the kind of work I do when I'm sat at home on my own doing nothing. But I try and do something like this. So let's say I'm working with the sex of the person, and this information is downloaded into my mind, like so. I'll give you an arrow so you can see what I'm talking about, yeah? So it comes into my mind like that. Pick up focus. That's it. Then what I try and do is I try and take this bit here and I try and split it. I try and space it out. I try and slow it all down. So it looks a lot more like that, rather than like that. And then what will happen is like that format that I talk so much about will be things like the sex of the person, the relationship of the person, relation, passings, passions, so on and so forth. It will come in kind of like that because that's how I was initially working. So as all this information is downloaded, I kind of just seek these out very, very quickly, to get to my person quicker, so on and so forth. I tend not to work in that way so much now, but because you're asking me, this is how I dialed it in. Then what I would try and do is take the sex of the person, and explode that even. And I would try and explode it even more, so slow it right down, and then on either side, like this male, and that would be female. It would kind of maybe so the male side or the female side. I think the problem will be grey area. You know, are they gay? Are they transgender? Are they whatever? For blank. I think that's where the dialing that in that much is when problems can occur. Um, Hopefully that answers you. So Lisa says, I'm coming on Thursday. I will see you on Thursday, which is good. Very good. I hope you enjoy it. What's that? Nana's oh, it's just jumped again. Nana's house. I'm late to the party. Hello from Canada. Woohoo! Hi, Canada. I watch loads of YouTubers from Canada at the moment. I absolutely love Peter McKinnon. I think he's absolutely amazing. He's not a medium, so don't all go Google him. He's just a photographer and a cinematographer, but he's just got amazing content. So I learn a lot from him, and he's from Canada, Toronto. He's from Toronto, or the Six, they say, don't they? The Six. Thanks for hosting another Q&A. No problem. Nice to see you. Nice to see so many people. I know from online here in this session. That's awesome. Also, does this mean if my spirit people ain't queued up already, they ain't getting in? That's exactly what that means, Lisa. So that also means that if they are, they know that you're going to attend, which is amazingly intelligent. Do you not think? Then the next question is, how do they know that? This responsibility shows you like making them know, and people on your channel love the content, and I do feel the love from the channel, so it is very, very much appreciated. I really love the video mediumship. I'm walking away. It applies not only to mediumship but to many life situations. Thank you so much. Translation in French is on its way. That's very kind of you on all accounts there, Lillian, so thank you. Tubed all day. I kind of remember Tubed all day for some reason. I think we quite like the leader of the group. Charlie, thanks for being here again. Thank you. Samantha, I'm the American fan, wannabe mediumship mentee who would like to sell tickets and live stream your events and mentoring events to people outside of the UK. Are you still considering that? Absolutely. I'm absolutely considering it all the time. My diary is very full, very, very full, but I really want to get something in the US organized. Like really, really want to do it. So we'll see. I mean, I need a manager is what I need. I need someone to manage me properly, you know, like that goes and sources all this kind of. The problem is they'll have you in pubs and clubs and hotels and stuff, and just ethically I just don't like all that kind of stuff. So scrap the manager. I just need a tour operator for America. That should do it. This response, how do you better hone in on your sitter when doing platform when you are using direction? Sometimes more than one person can take the evidence, and I feel bad when I tell a person I am not with them. Continued with them. I can't tell they want the communicator. In all honesty, Miss Responsibility, most of the time I know where I'm going now, but that's maybe only crept in the sort of last 12 to 18 months. I still do not go direct, and I will never. I don't think I ever will, because the evidence for me always fixes it. So now I might have two people that can take the information up to maybe 5 or 6 statements. Then I will for me to say I demand the spirit world to fix it, to sort it out, sounds really rude, and I don't mean it to sound that way, but they do need to fix it, and so I need one statement. And what I notice about me is that I will say it. I will definitely say it, and so and immediately it's fixed immediately. So for me, it's my evidence that does that. But I do feel where I'm going. I do know where I'm going. You've just got to try. It's so subtle, but you've just got to trust yourself, Mr. Responsibility. And do you know what? If you get it wrong, it don't really matter so much while you're trying to home in on this, while you're trying to dial it in. I think people will respect you anyway, you know, like I think I'm there or I believe I'm there. And then you go with it and it's wrong and the other one goes, no, you are definitely with me. Then you would take note of that. I don't think you would have too many problems after that scenario. I think just give it a go. I mean, are your eyes going there? Does your body aim in that direction? You know, there will be something there. You just got to find it. But yeah, give that a go. I need a drink. Sorry, I've losing my voice now. So 2 seconds. Michael's had to leave, so sorry to hear that, Michael. Thank you for joining me, though. Oh, that jumped again. Hi from all the Bury St Edmunds tribe. So hi Karen, hi Paul, hi Kyle, hi what's Grace? Hi Grace. I remembered. Yeah. Okay. Elaine, thanks for the information. No problem. Missy, you have helped me loads with your answers and videos. I appreciate it. I fell asleep on the couch once and it was like I was suddenly unconscious, like something coming over me where I couldn't move. That's actually known as sleep paralysis. Maybe have a little Google on that. Yeah, I was aware. I had visions and heard sirens go off like war sirens. It could be. For me, it sounds like sleep paralysis, but it could be that the building that you've fallen asleep in, you've just attuned your mind to the fabric of the building. It may be that. So yeah, there's many things it can be. Many. Nana's House Vintage. Yes, the 6 is the 416. Toronto's area code. Cool. Yeah, I was aware I had vision. Oh, I've just read that one. I love it when you say think. It reminds me of home. Las Vegas has completely different energy here. I can imagine. Where is mediumship big in the US? Oh, so Carol's asking the US lot there a question. So, Helen, wouldn't that be an idea like mediumship Eurovision evening? We've already have the UK, Germany, Switzerland, Netherlands, Switzerland, lots more in here. Yep. Grace may never speak to you again. She won't. Miss Responsibility says, what are your thoughts on people who post on social media looking for a sitter for a communicator they got in circle or by themselves alone? Does this go against spirit is intelligent? I don't. If the spirit world are doing that, then I think there is a form of intelligence there, knowing that they would do that, wouldn't they? Loosely, I appreciate very loosely. But for me, should you be sitting at home doing readings or wherever on your own doing readings and then taking it to social media? In my opinion, I don't think that should be done. Just in my opinion. If I'm at Circle and no one can take it at Circle, should I then take to social media? Not for me. I totally believe you just messed it up at Circle. And it's the repackaging. If you'd have tried a little bit harder or come in from another angle, someone in your circle would have took the communication. So for me, no. For me, that it wouldn't go that way. But that is just my opinion. I don't want to offend people. I'm not looking for an argument tonight. So in my opinion, no. I would never, ever, ever take it to social media in any context in that sense. What do you think on those who channel people on YouTube such as Princess Diana? Mental is what I say to that. Do you have any insight about what life, houses, jobs, food, etc. is like on the other side? There was a book, and I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much, and it's called Red Cloud Speaks through the trance mediumship of Estelle Roberts. This book has gone into republish through the SNU. I think you can get it from the SNU. And it will cost you about £10, I think. And there was a story that Red Cloud spoke of, and this story was about a very rich man, a man that had servants and This is, by all accounts, this is a true story, by the way. And this man, needed or wanted nothing. He had everything. The way he treated people was atrocious, and he thought like life was just, if he can afford it, he can do it, and that's just the way his life was. And Red Cloud come through in a trance circle with like, I think it was the Hannon Swaffer home circle, or the Red Cloud home circle. I can't remember. But the names in the room are still today regarded as pioneers of mediumship, So to give you an idea of the caliber that was in the room. Now, I can't remember. It's been maybe 10 years since I've read this book, and I am doing it from memory, and I am going to get it wrong. But I will try to give you as great a understanding as I could from my memory. And Red Cloud said that he went to the sphere of the physical world where they entered the spiritual world to meet this man in person. Because God's house has many mansions. And I think that is like Earth has a lot of countries. I think the spirit world has many mansions. I think what they're saying is that dependent on how you are, is dependent on the country that you're going to live in, And so they went for a walk. This gentleman was being taken for a walk, and he passed this lovely little cottage, where the flowers were just amazingly beautiful. It was quite a quaint little cottage, very modest, but this absolutely beautiful garden. And he turned around and said to Red Cloud, who lives there? And Red Cloud, while walking along, says to the man, "Oh, that is the lady that done your gardening for the 20 years. That was your groundkeeper." And he said, "Wow, isn't that such a beautiful cottage? And look at the amazing flowers that she has." And he says, "Yes, that's she reaped as she sowed. The law of cause and effect. So she's got this very modest, little cottage, and this beautiful garden, and it makes sense because this gardener had nurtured plants throughout her life." Then they got to another one, and it was a beautiful home. It was like not a stately mansion or anything like that, but just a very beautiful home. And the man said, who lives there? And he said that the person that lives there is the person that nursed you for the last 20 years of your life, and who you made sleep in a single room on bare minimum, with no luxury whatsoever. And now here she is with this beautiful home. And he goes on to explain a few scenarios, and I just don't hold them in my memory right now. And so he then turned around and said, "But where's my mansion? Where's my cars? Why are we walking? Why can't I have all the stuff that I own? That was mine. Why don't I have it here now?" And he said, "No. That's not how this works. You build the place where you're going to through the deeds that you have done, good or bad. So if you look at it like for every good deed that you do in your world, you create a house brick, and for every bad deed that you do in the world, maybe you accumulate a thorn or a twig, or a weed, whatever." And so they continue walking, and he's very, very disappointed about this new surrounding. The further they walked, the colour bled out, and it had become very kind of greyish, or not full of colour. There was some sort of colour there. And again, you're going to have to read the book to find it. And it's very early on in the book as well. And then they get to like a shed, like a shack or a shed. And the man says to Red Cloud, "What's this?" And he said, "This is all the material you gave us to build you a home." This is all we've got. This is all you gave us to work with. And he said, but what about my money? What about all my belongings? What about everything I earned during life? And he went on to explain to him again about the good and the bad deeds. You reap what you sow. And because of that, this is the only material you gave us to build you a home. And so that was in answer to Kim's question. And I really like that idea. Now, I will never know until I get there. But I really liked that idea. I liked the thought process that gave me, because I messed up on life, properly messed it up. I mean, I was getting everything wrong. And the moment I read this book, it was like, oh my God, I've got so much work to do. So because all I've got is twigs right now, I'm going to be outside under a tree with a tarp. You know, like at this rate, I mean, I need to go and turn this around. Which is, at that very moment, I remember dedicating my entire life to it. Dedicating it. I'm going to do so much good that I give them material to work with. Not as a personal gain, as to clear the balance of what I'd already put there. You know, so... and don't it feel great being good? I mean, don't it feel great helping someone? Whether that be with a bottle of water, or giving them a lift, or helping them out in a monetary way, or sending them Canon 16 to 35mm lenses. I mean, don't it feel great helping people out? So it's one of those, I think. I think that's the insight I have. Food, I don't think you need food because it's the physical. Jobs, maybe there's jobs, you know. I view it as the guide is a job. So yeah, that's I would pick up that book, Red Cloud Speaks, where they paint that picture. But other than that, I have no idea. No idea. You don't need to get a coordinator for the US if you do online classes. Just saying. Thanks. You know, you know, online is like at the worst case scenario would be the way to do it. I agree. It just lacks something for me, you know. Like, I like being in the room. I like the energy of the room. And so, just saying. We saw a medium this weekend that asked 32 questions in 4 communications. How do we go about changing that approach? Not a shred of evidence either. You know, I know you in person, and the way I would approach that is not the way I advise you to approach that. So, for me, I'm not the kind of medium that's going to come away and go rah, 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 and just slate him on or her on social media. I would go to the medium, tell them, and then I'm entitled to make my post because I've said it's to their face. But the way we need to approach it is that we need to educate the audience that this is unacceptable. And we're not going to do that overnight. So we need good mediums, evidential mediums. We need many of them, and to start educating through them walking the talk that I was speaking about earlier. And that way the nonsense will be pushed out, because it'll just be unacceptable. Then the bookings will stop coming their way because they've filled all their slots with evidential mediums. And the woman's, do you know, I saw this actually advertised or being posted on social media. I don't agree with that, you know. I don't agree with that, Missy. It's just in my opinion, as I said. You know, channeling will be evidential. It'll be evidential throughout. Just because I say I have your son doesn't mean I have your son. just because I say I have Bill doesn't mean I have Bill. I need to give it evidence, and so evidence should be present throughout channeling stroke trance. Responsibility still need a balance with the time difference. Genuine interest and space in the diary for 2020 is pretty packed out now already. It is in progress. Oh, it jumped. Ah. How many degrees of separation from a spirit communicator should you allow a name to be considered as evidence with a sitter? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I understand what you mean. Yeah, I think I do. If the spirit world offer their story, I picked the wrong color. I'll quickly. If the spirit world offer their story, like so, and as they blend with me, so that's me. I'm little. As they blend with me in their story, they may have 10 people that are very, very close to them. 10 people they may want to be talking about, you know. Maybe like, oh, I'm so worried about my brother, or I'm so concerned about my parents, or whatever it'll be. That will be part of their story. So what I try to do, can't always do it, but I do attempt it, is that let's say I've got the name here, and the name is Lee there, then I try and place who Lee is. So as I work with this spirit communicator, I'm aware it's not his name, but I know that Lee is a close friend to him, because it's so free in my mind that Lee needs to be spoken about. And from there, I think it could be deemed as evidence. If not, I mean, we can all take Mary or John or Frank or Jack or Dave. We can all take that, can't we? I think we should try and push for the placement of said name, in my opinion. To be honest, when I watch the videos, I think what a load of crap, but many do it. I was curious to your thoughts as confirmation, I suppose. It's jumped again. Yeah, I understand that, Missy, totally. On the tail end of asking questions for clarity during a reading, is there really any difference between saying you would understand versus would you understand? Isn't it basically the same? It's absolutely the same, but what we do, and I'm, one of my bloody students brought it to class, and because they brought it to class, I started to work with it. I tried to get it, like, for them to understand that it's not part of it. And what I love about teaching mediumship and then running out of the classroom, grabbing a suit and going to demonstrate, is that whatever the student problem is or what they talk about, it ends up in my dem, and so then I have to work the way through it. So one is a statement, isn't it? One would be, and I know that you would understand, or would you understand, It's the way that we present it, and that one has crept into my mediumship of late, and I'm having to work very, very hard to get rid of it. And so what I do is I just adjust it. When I've noticed it, I adjust it. So would you understand? No, it's not would you. I know you would understand, and then that way I move it out of my mediumship. I get rid of it. But I understand what you're saying. The critic or the skeptic in your audience will be the one thing they talk about, not about how amazing the evidence was in all the communications or how on earth did he get that. It would be, yeah, but they asked, would you understand? That's what they would they would pick on that, which is unfortunate, but totally get it. That is truly beautiful story, and I will have to look for it to read. Yes, it feels wonderful to help others. I read Billy Fingers. I've got Billy Fingers upstairs. I haven't read it yet. I've had it many years as well. Can you believe I've lost that pen again? Grab it in a minute. How long did it take you to go from starting out to reading? Approximately. It took me from skeptic to no development whatsoever to going out and reading properly and on platform properly, like diaries and stuff. 11 months, something like that. Just I spent 10 months learning mechanics, and once I understood it, I knew that I couldn't get it wrong. Eliminated all the nonsense, and then from there went out evidentially. But everyone's story is different, isn't it? Here you can find the book 50 Years of Medium from Estelle for free. Perfect. So that's a really good book. I absolutely love that book, and Helen has been kind enough to drop the link there. Carol has also linked an Amazon link to Red Cloud Speaks. I like the book so much I have 3 copies of it upstairs, but 2 are collectible. But I know the snu.org in their shop on their website have put that book in reprint. So just go to snu.org and it will also, you'll find it there also. That won't be as expensive. Nicole O'Hearn, how do I connect with my spirit guide? I've done lots of videos on that one, Nicole. If you just hop onto the channel, I think I may have even created a playlist for guides and how to work with it much quicker and easier than you imagine. So maybe hop onto the actual channel, the video section, and you'll find lots there. So just to clarify on the name thing, it should be related to the communicator, and you need to find the context of the name. It doesn't have to be related, because like most of my relations live 500 miles away from me, and all my best friends are within 20 miles of me. So it would make sense that my story contains more about my friends than it does my family. So, and that's not related. I think the name needs to be of importance. So I just don't think you can talk about Fred down the road who you walked past every 2 weeks and went, morning, and that would come up in the story. I think it needs to offer, if you're talking about a story of, let's take one I'd done the other day where someone had stolen a car and they went and picked their mates up. In the story of me talking about this car being stolen and the spirit person talking about the mates he picks up, I named all the mates being picked up. So that gives it the context. That makes sense. I'm sure that makes sense. So the Moon Mermaid Soap Company California just had an Arthur Finley medium come through our state. He did 3 weeks, 4-day workshops per city. Yeah, that's Paul Jacobs, isn't it? Good find, Helen. Another amazing book. Yes, definitely, Callie. Yeah. Would need some connections in California. If you have any, please message the website. Asks Carol. I mean, we can set this up. It's as quick as you want it to be. We'll set it up. It just needs some clout behind it before I book plane tickets and accommodation, or get accommodation from people. You need to be serious. Who was my mentor? The Spirit World. The Spirit World was my mentor. I worked with a couple of people, Tim Abbott, Sheila French. They polished up the latter part of my mediumship. They were good. I had a couple of things, a couple of workshops with Tony Stockwell, Mavis Patilla. But workshops are workshops, aren't they? And then Lynn Prober and Natalie Walker as my main kind of early circle development. That's not including my church circle, where I had a couple of teachers at church, but my main mentor was my spirit team. I just thought in the end, they know best, so I kind of went with that. Oh, it was Chris Drew. Yeah, Chris Drew. Chris Drew's got the same birthday as me as well. How strange is that, eh? Yeah, and I haven't seen Chris Dem for a long time, but he does have a good reputation. So yeah. You said that, not me. Okay, so we've run out of questions. Oh my god, what's going on? What is happening? What are we at? We're at an hour and a half, so I'll give you a few moments, and if you've got any burning questions you want to get on, I think the hour and a half's gone pretty quick though, hasn't it? And enjoyable. I always enjoy them. I'll have a quick drink, and if not, I don't mind if you all want to leave and go and do your thing. Go and subscribe to the channel or share the channel so other people can subscribe to it. I do need to give you all a quick shout out actually to that, because I don't know what it's at right now. But it's currently at let me get it. It's at 943. So that means I'm 57 away from the big 1,000. So I do need to really thank absolutely everyone for subscribing to the channel. I know my views are blunt and to the point, but I also do want to. Good night, Elaine. Thanks for joining us. But I do want to point out that a lot of it can be sorted out logically. A lot of it, remove the fear of what you're going through or what you believe, and I think you will find it much easier than you realize. And that's why I create the channel, to cut out the nonsense, so a no nonsense approach. And that offends some people, and that's cool. I'm cool with that. But if you know anyone that's interested in the channel, I've got 57 to go, and I can't wait to sort of hit it, and I will do like a special video upload for that as well. So I hope you're all subscribed that's here to tonight. If not, why not? Why are you not subscribed? And for all the other ones that aren't subscribed but are watching and having sort of input, that will leave the ones that absolutely hate me, and I still don't know why you're sitting here watching. So who knows? So right, last few then, and we'll tie this up, and we will go about our day. I will have a cigarette and Budweiser, I think, this evening. I am finding it hard to find tutors or teachers that have reputation of being hard or tough. Doesn't this seem not good, especially with beginners? I'm really. I think I'm reading that wrong. I am finding it hard to find tutors or teachers that don't have a reputation of being hard and tough. I think there's a difference with like hard and tough. Like if I'm trying to give you an instruction, and we do this instruction for say 3 months, and I keep saying to you, you need to stop saying it in that way, because you're asking a question when you can make that a statement. You're asking a question instead of making that a statement. And 3 months down the line, you're still doing it. Then I think at that point, I need to sort of, add a little bit of clout to that. Like, you really need to stop doing that. You know, you're not listening. I'm trying to sharpen it up. You're here for professionalism. Let's fix it. Listen to me. Then that would be tough. The ones that are tough or have the reputation for tough is because they like it all their own way. They don't like being challenged, and they don't like being told that they're wrong. And I definitely know of a couple of teachers right now that are changing their way a little bit because they are being found out. It's being noted, it's being noticed, and maybe that's because people like me speak out. But it is absolutely, I have absolutely no right to destroy a student, whether they are being good or bad. I have absolutely no right to destroy that student. And far too many teachers are out there destroying students and mediumship and the students' mediumship in the process of stroking their ego. And I am so fed up clearing that mess up. The moment people are brave enough to start naming them, I will name them. I will go with it. I will back them with what I have found or what I have done. But to do it on my own, I just look like a jumped up idiot and who's this guy think he is. But as it starts coming out, you know, it will happen. So I agree with you. You don't want them hard. You want them nurturing. You want a teacher that knows exactly where your problem is because they are working mediumistically with you. They can join a link with you. They know your energy. They know where you're getting caught up in that energy and what the best practice is to get you out of that problem. Just to do it set way, you will do it way 1, way 2, way 3, way 4, way 5. If you do not do it this way, then you are rubbish. Get out my class. I don't need beer. It is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, more and more outspokenness, I'm certain, will come. I'm certain. But I absolutely agree with you, Miss Responsibility. That is not on at all. So, yeah, come to the UK. Have a week here in the UK. We love you because you are real and honest, blunt and to the point. Thank you again. Thank you very much. Wow, what happened there? It just jumped. Right. Need to find. I'll be checking out your videos and subscribing. Thank you very much, Nicole. Thanks for the subscription. And all of you that are subscribing as we speak or have subscribed. Good night from the Berry Tribe, and I'm definitely not happy with you. That's okay, Grace Noble. So everyone send Grace Noble their love because she's having a fit that I gave her a shout out. So I love the presentations. Thanks for tonight. Thank you for joining me as always. I actually personally prefer a tough teacher. Anyone can flatter and coddle me. I much prefer. Don't get me wrong. I think what Miss Responsibility is saying is that where harshness is needed or a bluntness is needed or a toughness is needed, then by all means, I certainly will not stroke your ego or I will not sort of bow to you in any way because I need your £50 or your £20 or your £100, whatever it is. Definitely won't do that. My intent is always the spirit world, and if you've done well, then I will tell you that was well done you. If you've done bad, and a lot of them will tell you, I will say that's just not good enough. We need to work on that. We need to do better. And so that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to look at it and we're going to do better. And so I think it's striking the balance. I prefer blind. Why I can't find a teacher? They feel off and to the point. I gave teacher advice, so I've left. Maybe spirit is our teacher. Absolutely. I am in Scotland from time to time. My family live in Scotland, so from time to time I am there. And again, I've got no problems with travelling to Scotland to do a demonstration. No problem whatsoever. Yes, assertive but nurturing. Absolutely, having a hard time finding that mix. You're not. I'm here. I'm right here. How many students do you want in a class to travel to the States? Ideally, I want like 12. Ideally, up to 24. I don't really want to go over 24, just because of the way I structure my classes. So 12 to 24 will be Brilliant. Yeah, we could set up a residential just for the US and the Canadian here in the UK. Absolutely. That would be great. Would you all travel here for a week's residential? That would be that we could arrange easily. Can I join as well, as I'm half American? I suppose you can. I live in New York. Hello, New York. There you go. We've come to the end of the clips again there. So, is there anything? I'll tell you what you can do actually, because I go through this huge battle all the time, and so it's not that I don't need inspiration, or I don't need ideas for videos. I mean, look, I've got 2 books full of ideas that I write down all the time. But I am interested in what the subscribers want. What is it you want to see on the channel? What is it you want me to do? What is it you want? So you share it, so then other people can find it. What is it you want? And if you inbox me on any of my social media, comment on the live feed when it goes back to replay, in the comments below, that'll be great, because that'll give this interaction. Go away, have a think, come back tomorrow morning with a few ideas, drop them down. I'll get myself a new diary, and I'll write them out, and then I will work my absolute best to implement that as a video idea. What do you want to see in the videos? What do you want to see in the backdrops? Are there any YouTubers that you watch that you like their backdrop and that I can take inspiration from? This is a community that I'm trying to build, and I'm building it for you. So I want it to look nice for you. I want it to sound good for you. I want it to give value to you. So I mean, we should really get involved in the comments, and you will notice the changes coming in. Chewed all day. I'll get an American accent. Yeah. So yeah, get involved. Let me know, what is it you want? What is it you want to see? What is it you want me to change? And I will do my best, providing I've got the equipment, or if it's just a few pounds here and there. And I will try and do it. I wrote it down. That's the one I heard of the other day. So I will look into it. I will look into it. So that's it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and have myself a cigarette. Thank you all so much for joining me. I think I've got to do you an upload tomorrow. If I don't get, I had my children for the last 2 days. So if I don't get it up late tomorrow, it will be Thursday morning that I upload. But keep an eye out. Please, please, please share. Please, please, please comment and like and all that stuff us YouTubers ask you to do. And I will see you all next time. Thank you all again for joining me. Good night.